Hey everybody, is anybody in? Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the live stream. I don't know what to say. We're going to talk hopefully about, there's a few things to talk about, I guess. Looks like there'll be a draft next month, and well, not next month because we're not in May yet, but in June. And it looks like the players might start skating in a couple of weeks, and training camps might open June 1st. That's apparently what's going to happen. What do you guys think about that? You think that really? First of all, are they going to have a draft before they finish the season? Like, I don't know how they're going to do that. Anybody know anything about that? I haven't heard how they're going to come to a final decision on. Habs fan, hey, how's it going, buddy? No, not much. Just staying alive, staying home, not doing much. Working on new videos. You can probably see my boards up the back there. That's the next video. I'm doing my first, I guess, draft prospects video. Yeah, so I'm going to start my, I got 6 videos. That's 5. 6 videos coming out on draft prospects. There's going to be 2 or 3 guys in each video. So hopefully it'll be good. I don't know. I don't know a lot about this class. Last year, I guess I followed it more closely because I was really into Nick Suzuki, and I find I don't know enough. But just go online and find out what you need. I'm really loving my new setup for the boards, for the whiteboards. It really helps. And yeah, I've got I think a good video coming up on 3 guys. One of the guys in the next video, I really believe is going to be a real strong possibility of a guy that Montreal will pick. So, because they're picking 8th as far as we know. I guess we have to go with what the standings are, right? I don't know what's going to happen. How are they going to do a draft before they know what the final standings are? I don't get. So, and if anybody knows that, there's 4 people in here with me. If anybody's heard how they're going to do that, I just haven't heard how they're going to do that. But I guess they haven't announced it because they don't know what they're doing. But it does look like the draft is going to be in June. And they're not going to start. I don't think if they start playing hockey, I can't see them starting playing hockey till July 1st. Brandon, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Hear one thing one day and here to complete off. Yeah, I know. It's kind of like that. Can't really base an opinion. Although, listen, this is from an interview with Gary Bettman, Ron McLean interviewing Gary Bettman on a live, I guess it was a live stream interview. And it's from his mouth that they are definitely contemplating doing the draft in June before they played any more games. So I don't know, and he didn't elaborate on that. Just saying that this is an odd year, and they're going to have some weird solutions, and that's all. So I don't know, but it seems to be there's talk now that this is really going to happen. Habs fan is saying, I think Ilya Kovalchuk is coming back to Montreal Canadiens next season. Well, that's what they've been saying. There is definitely, and this is from a legitimate source, and I'm not sure if it's Pierre LeBrun or not, but it's from someone like that, he was told that Montreal is definitely going to sign him if they can. That is, unless Washington re-signs him. But I think it's also because Ilya wants to come back here as well. So I think if that's his mindset, then yeah, I think Montreal will sign Kovalchuk. And look, say they have, if they're going to go with the goalie they just signed, Demchenko, say that works out and he's going to back up. I called him Patrick Roy in that last video. I called him Patrick Roy, Carey Price. I called him once. One time I called him Price, and the other time I called him Patrick Roy. I found it on the rewatch, and I wasn't going to do another. Anyway, Demchenko is a Russian guy just coming over here for his first. So Kovalchuk would be good for that, and Romanov is coming over. So Kovalchuk will help these 2 guys adjust here in North America. So I have a feeling that that's what the plan is. And then there's this new kid. I don't know if I've ever heard of him. I think his name is Marchenko. He's just declared free. They in the KHL tomorrow is the first day of free agency there, And Marchenko says he's coming here. Montreal's interested in him, apparently. I don't know anything about him. I may do a video on it. I don't know if it's worth doing a video if he doesn't come here to Montreal. But if we have like 3 new Russian kids, young guys, although Demchenko is not that young. He's 27, I think. It'll be good to have Kovalchuk, who knows his way around. I mean, he knows North America. He knows how to show them what to do, how to, just how to live here. Brandon, I want the Habs to draft Drysdale. Yeah, me too, but he's not going to make it. He's not going to be around. Well, listen, we are going to. I think we will draft in the top 10. But the point is, Drysdale more than likely is going 3rd, and if not 3rd, I can't see him. Maybe I can't see him going past 5th. Let me put it that way. So Drysdale's not going to be there for us, but the next best thing is on my board, and he might be there. He should be there somewhere around there, and yeah, this guy could be almost as good as Drysdale. Thing with Drysdale that makes him a little better is if you can get Drysdale, they say the talk is that he will probably start the next season for whatever team drafts him. So you're getting a guy that can come in right away with Drysdale, and that's the guy I really want is Drysdale. But Drysdale is not going to be there. If he's there, it'll be like Caulfield last year, where he kept he's going to be there, and he was there. If that happens, they got to take him. Drysdale's the guy they should take, unless they get 1st or 2nd pick, which I don't know. And I don't know how's that going to happen with the lottery, right? How is the lottery going to be done before the season's done? So I don't know how they're going to do this. And especially when you've got a guy like Lafreniere as the #1 pick and Byfield, you got 2 good, maybe, I don't know if they're generational, but they're probably going to be elite players. How do you do that? I don't know. By the way, is Drysdale a lefty? I don't think so. I think Drysdale's a right side defenseman. But I'm not positive, but I think so. Nordic, hey, buddy, how's it going? Anybody else? Who else came in? Jeff Scarecrow in the room, too. Welcome in, guys. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate it. So as I was saying, Drysdale, I think, is a left side defenseman, a right side. So, if we do get him, he starts in the 3rd pairing and works his way up. You don't expect a guy like that to come in and be lights out first year. It doesn't happen very often. If it does, hey, I'll better. I don't know. Yeah, Jeff, go Habs go is right. We're going to luck out in the lottery. Watch. Okay, but let me ask. I don't know. Can they move up into 1st, or is it you can only move back 3 spots, but you can move up higher? I don't know how it works exactly. Honestly, I don't. Am I excited for Romanov? Yeah, I mean, I'm happy that it's pretty much settled. I expect they're signing all these guys all through the league to their ELCs. I'm expecting Romanov to be signed to an ELC sometime, like any time now. And when he does that, I'll probably do a video on that, because that's enough, I think, to do a video on. Try to gather up a couple of other things, Habs news, and do a video. But I'm expecting that any time now. So, yeah, I'm excited. But don't, okay, he's coming here, and it's really going to be great. He's going to be on the 3rd pairing. Remember that. He's going to be on the 3rd pairing, start his career. And it's the right place for him. So, I'm excited, but it's tempered, because, it's going to take him a season or 2, maybe even 3 to come into his own. So, draft someone from the Sherbrooke Phoenix. They should have last year. He's already drafted the guy I want from Sherbrooke, unless it's Lafreniere. Is that where he plays? I want last year Samuel. Can't even remember his guy. Poulin. Isn't it Samuel Poulin? I wanted that kid really bad. Too bad he didn't really slot in, and I'm happy we got Caulfield. That's for sure. Wouldn't have thought Caulfield would have dropped our way. But yeah, what are you gonna do? Yeah, Nordic, I hope I don't see how. The rumors are out there. That's why I'm going to start doing my draft prospects videos. I'm going to put the first one is coming out tomorrow. It's on the board there. Let me point to right. Oh wait a second. I got to get mine there. There, and there's one there, and it's 3 boards. There's another one that's not in. Yeah, so I'm doing 3 players tomorrow. One every 5 days and build up to June. If the draft doesn't happen in June, oh well. But I want to be prepared because it looks like it's a possibility. And the NHL, they won't announce whether it's happening till as late as they can. But apparently, May 15th is probably the date where they're going to have to make a decision on the season. By May 15th, it's pretty much that the players are going to need to start to skate. Even if it's just, just starting to skate, because they haven't skated in a long time, a lot of them. And they're saying that it's going to be a month of training camp, which surprised me. But Bettman said 3 weeks minimum out of his mouth. And I was thinking 2 was going to be probably stretching it, but it looks like 3-4 weeks of training camp with a July 1st start. I think that's what they're looking at. So, yeah, I don't know. It could happen and it could. I just don't know if they say, okay, we're doing a draft in June. How, though? How are they coming out with the order of that top 15? How? And even the next 16, how? Without the playoffs going, how do you know what order they're drafting? This is what I don't understand. It's not been explained except that they're considering doing it. They're doing an online draft. Yeah, David. Hey, David, welcome in. Thanks for coming in. They're doing an online draft. That's already been confirmed. It's going to be a virtual draft, which, for me, it's probably going to be easier to cover because I'll be able to do the live stream. I'll do a live stream, and I'll have my other computer on my desk, and I'll have the draft as it comes out. So it'll be a lot easier for me because I'm not really hooked up well to get the draft on TV because I don't have cable. I only have online. So this could work good for me. But, yeah, it's going to be an online draft. Brandon, yeah, I knew I got it right. Samuel Poulin. I like that kid. I hope there's a day where Montreal can trade for that kid because I think this kid's going to be good in Montreal. Samuel Poulin from last year. He is Patrick Poulin's kid. He's got pedigree. His father was an NHLer. Not a great one, but he was an NHLer, so he's got some pedigree there. As is the guy that I think the Habs might. I think if I'm going to pick 3 guys that the Habs might pick in this coming draft, one of them is on my board for this next video with good pedigree. Okay. So who? Yeah, we're talking about Poulin. Yeah, but he's been drafted. Pittsburgh took him, so we can't get him by draft. We have to trade for him. If they start playing playoffs in July, I think they wouldn't have the draft before. No, Nordic. But they're talking about it. So this is what I don't understand. How are they going to do this? And like I said, Bettman didn't explain. He just explained by saying they have to come up with different ways to do things, and this might be one of them. So it's not 100%, but I've seen talk of it on. Well, you're on Twitter, so you probably follow a lot of the same guys I do, and the people are talking about it. And I think I saw someone who was pretty legit that I thought, wow, this actually might happen. So I thought, okay, I better consider doing some draft videos because I don't want to be left out. I want to get my opinion out. And I don't want to be left out of people who are watching those videos. So, yeah, so, they won't go to waste. If the draft gets delayed, those videos will still be around when the draft comes up. Can't repost on YouTube, but I can push them in different ways. So it's not a waste, but I want to get my opinion out on it in case it happens. I don't want to be rushing at the last minute. That's why I decided all of May is going to be my draft prospect videos. Like I said, 6 of them. I picked, let me see, 3, 6. I picked 10 guys that, although one is just mainly because I really love his name and he has some injury problems. He probably won't go now as early as I thought, but I just kept them in because I wanted to. So there's 10 guys. So 4 videos on 10 guys that could be picked by Montreal. And then there's 2 videos on the top 3 North American skaters and top 3 European skaters. And no, I'm not doing on goalies because goalies are, first of all, it looks like Askarov is going to be the only goalie picked in the first round. Don't expect too many goalies, if any others, than Askarov. And Askarov is going to go high. And so because of that, I don't think there's any goalies that really stand out other than Askarov. And Askarov's in my prospects video, obviously. He's going to be right there, picked somewhere around where Montreal is picking. Probably not as high as 8th, but probably by 10th he's going to get picked. So depending on, he's like a sure thing, like Carey Price was. So yeah, that's why I'm doing them. So I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but they're talking about it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It's just backward, and I don't get how they're going to do it. What about teams that traded for first-round picks? This is what I'm talking about. I'm sure GMs are ripping their hair out. They definitely want answers. And it's not just like first-rounders. What about all the draft picks that were traded for, and they're conditional, right? So you have a conditional pick, but it depends on how the team does and finishes. And if it's not finished, you don't know if you got the pick or not. So that's another thing. But you're right. The first round picks that were traded for, and then the season doesn't finish, they're doing the draft already. I don't get how it works. I don't get how it works. I can be creative at times, but I don't see how that works. Well, one thing that will happen is that if they have it before playoffs, they wouldn't have the players that were drafted in playoffs, which would be pretty obvious. Wait, I don't get what you mean by that. You got to explain that. I don't get what you mean by that. Sorry, Nordic. I apologize. So, okay, I'm out of questions, so I'll have to. I'm going to have to ad-lib it here. I didn't prepare. I should have prepared some stuff, don't you think? I haven't done a live stream in a week. What else was out there in news for Montreal? There was some news, and I can't even remember. Well, there was the goalie that they signed, and the potential this Marchenko guy, who I don't know anything about. He might get signed. So I don't know. Let me see what I'm working on. While you guys are here, I have a question. What do you I do a lot of whiteboard videos. What do you think about my new setup for the whiteboards? Can you guys see what I'm writing? And do you like it better by chance? And let me know. I didn't even think of the conditional picks. You really hit the nail on the coffin. That's why I follow you. But, well, I can't take credit for that. I heard that from someone probably, well, whenever this came out, I think it was last week where Bettman was interviewed. So the next day on one of the things I was watching, it was probably Sid and whatever his name is there, Tim and Sid. I think that's where I saw it. They mentioned that there's conditional picks, and what do you do? And I thought, oh, you know what? That's right. What are they going to do for that? Besides that, how do they figure out who's picking where? If the playoffs aren't played, then the 16 there, their positions aren't decided. For if you're going to go into the rest of the season and say we're not playing any more regular season games, we're going to the playoffs, right? So those 16 teams, you can say, okay, we're taking the 16 teams that we're in, everybody else is out. You can make a decision like that. Boom. So you know that. And the bottom 15 are kind of in line. You maybe do a draft from that, but you can't draft the 16 to 31. I don't know how they do it. Isaac's message got retracted before I could read it. Like they wouldn't have the players that the team drafted on the certain team for the playoffs. Okay, but that wouldn't work anyway, no? And that wouldn't work. You're drafting, it's the entry draft. So I'm not, I think I understand now what you're saying, Nordic, but when you draft, the draft is normally after the playoffs are done. They draft usually within a couple of weeks of the finish of the playoffs. We have the entry draft. So those players wouldn't play anyway. Okay, good. I'm glad you said that. Because yeah, it wouldn't. That's how it would work anyway. But it's the order. How do you figure that out? And do it with, as Gary Bettman said, integrity. Because he wants to do this with integrity. Well, how are you drafting before the season's done with integrity? I don't get it. Hey, listen, that's how it is. Also, it seems that they've got 12 cities in mind for playing the games. The games are definitely going to be played in front of no one. And I have a feeling next season as well. And unless they fully cancel the season, which they might do, I mean, that's not off the table either, right? They have to make a decision in the next 15 days. I don't think they can wait longer than that. So if they decide, okay, the season's done, we're not going to carry on, then we can do the draft and blah, 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 and everything's good. If they decide that, okay, we're going to start training camps, we're going to play games, blah, blah, blah. They've already said that it's more than likely going to affect in some way next season. Definitely when the season will start, and they haven't decided if it's going to affect the number of games played. So I've heard people saying that we might go down to 70 games for next season. So we'll see how that affects. And then people are saying, well, is that worth it? Is it worth screwing up next season to get this season in? And it probably actually is, because they need to get money. It's all a case of money. There are teams that could fold. There are teams that could fold through all this. So you never know. So I guess it's important for them to get some form of revenue, even if there's no gate, because people won't be there. But there'll be some form of revenue. They'll start getting some the sales, merchandise sales online and stuff like that. It's going to help them. So I guess it's more important than 10 or 12 games. Okay, let me get to Dave. Draft order could be by win percentage and relative number of overtime losses. Again, though, it's a question to me of integrity. I don't know if it might not, I think almost any kind of system that you might come up with, it's going to be unfair to somebody. And that's the problem here. Is there a way to do this and it's fair to everybody and nobody gets cheated? I don't know. But if you do it that way, David, still somebody is going to feel cheated. Isaac, how do I think the playoff format would work? Well, from what Bettman says, they want to do it normal. They don't want to change how. If you're talking about the number of teams, I think it's going to depend on whether they are going to be able to get the regular season games done. If they can get the regular season games finished, then I think they play a normal playoff format, just like normal. They get to their 16 teams, and then they break them down as they always do. I don't think I think you might have the first round might end up being a best of 5 instead of 7, just to save a little bit of time. And I think you might even get the first 3 rounds as best of 5s, and then the final as a best of 7. I think he said that too. They want to make sure that the final stays as a best of 7, or I read that somewhere. So I think it'd be like that, but I think it depends. If they jump right into the playoffs, if they do that and they jump right in, I think it could be like has been rumored out there, that it'll be 24 teams or 31, all 31 teams, because then you'll have a little bit of time, like a couple of weeks. They think it'll take 2 weeks, excuse me, to finish up the regular season. The way they might do it, they think it'll only take about 2 weeks. They have 189 games. to get in. So it gives you that 2 weeks. So I don't know. Look, I don't know. There's so many options out there. I don't know. It's just, but I think they're going to try to make sure that the playoff format is as close to being normal as possible. That's what I think. And I think they really would like to play the regular season games, but I don't think the players, I think the players that are on the teams that aren't going to be in the playoffs, that are definite, like, your Detroit, Ottawa, and Montreal. Gallagher has said most of the guys on the team would rather just concentrate on next season, unless they're putting them into the playoffs. Then it's a different story. So, like, I don't know. I think I think it could be anything. And Bettman kind of said that. They've got a number of things that they're looking at. So anyway, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I wish we could kind of get there, because I want to kind of see what they're going to do. But I guess we'll get an announcement, I would think, in the next 2 weeks. No doubt it'll affect next season. I think they will have to start in December and then play all the games up until April, when the season would end. I think they're talking about November, though. Not as far as December, but you're looking at November. So you're losing pretty much a full month. But then they're gonna compress the season a little bit, like they do when they have when they were in the Olympics and they take the 2 weeks off. So they compress the season a bit, right? So that catches up 2 weeks. And then if they drop 10, 12 games, that's probably the other 2 weeks. And they'll finish at the normal time, I think. It's just a matter of a late start and a compressed season and maybe less games. So I don't think it'll affect the end of the next season, though. But then again, that all depends on whether or not things allow them to come back. This is not still decided, right? I know things are opening up everywhere. I do. I'm not personally happy about it yet, but there's nothing I can do about it. It's more because of I'm kind of susceptible to it more than other people. It wouldn't go good. So but they are starting to open things up. So if that does go well, and believe me, fingers crossed that it goes well, that everything can start coming back. I don't know. We'll it'll depend on that, whether they can resume or not. I think that's, and I don't know how it's going to go in the States. Honestly, I don't know. I don't feel good about it, but I don't know. But my fingers are crossed that it's all good and they can finish the season, and let's get back to normal as quickly as possible. It'd be nice to watch hockey games again, even with no fans in the stand, which is going to be like mega weird at first, because, and you know what? Here's something funny. Well, David, you can't read what's on the whiteboards right now. That I get, because it's not set up properly. What's going to be weird is, with no fans, there's not going to be much noise. We're going to hear the players swearing on the ice. And believe me, they swear on the ice. I saw that written somewhere, that's going to be something they're going to have to deal with, is a lot of swearing on any broadcast, because the noise of the crowd ain't going to drown it out. So that's something interesting to look forward to. Brandon is saying, you would think that the league and the NHLPA would have to reach a mutual agreement about everything regarding resuming the season. It won't be easy, but it's imperative that they're on the same page. I think the NHLPA and the league are going to work well together through this. I think I'm going to use a really word I don't use a lot. It's going to behoove them. It's gonna be good for both of those sides to work together for at least a little while, and you might even see an extension to the CBA that's not just a year or two, and might be an extended. I was reading somewhere from good people that they've heard talk that maybe 10 years of an extension, that considering they might talk about that. So you might not get 10 years, but I could see maybe 5-year extension on the CBA. So you don't have to worry about a lockout or anything like that for the next 5 years. Because I'll tell you the truth, from both points of view, they can't afford to have a lockout after this is all done. They can't afford to. There's no way. Both sides are going to absolutely need to work together for a long time, or they're going to lose fans. It's going to happen. I drink. It's going to happen because after all this and waiting, and then they go on strike or they get locked out, fans aren't going to like that. I know I wouldn't like that very much. Okay, I'm reading the same comment over, sorry. So we more than likely won't be back to normal until 21, 22. Well, I've actually, yeah, it's going to be 20, 21, 22, or 22, 23. It might be as long as that. We don't know. You know, they don't know enough about the virus itself. They don't know enough yet to really make those kind of predictions. It's looking really good, and look, if you're pessimistic, you would say, look, it wasn't as bad as they all predicted, and it was all for nothing, and we did this all for nothing. But it's not the case. It's not as bad as it was predicted because we did all this. So we don't know. There's a lot we don't know, and until there's a way, two things. Until there's a vaccine that works relatively well to perfectly, and until there's a way to test everybody, like in the world, or at least if we're looking at, I'm in Canada, want to test everybody in Canada almost like every week or at minimum every month with those quick 5-minute tests that are new. Things are gonna be weird, I guess. You know, I kind of think, for people to go back to sporting events, you might need to be able to test people as they're going in so that someone doesn't, he's out. And then it really cuts down on the chance. If they can get enough tests like that, it might come to that. You see now, Brandon is heading out. Gotta work. Hey, Brandon, look, thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it. I really do. And if you're an essential worker, everybody should be thanking Brandon. I'm not sure what he does, but whatever he does is keeping our lives while we're all stuck in here. We're able to still go out and shop and go to the pharmacy, whatever. I'm not sure what he does, but Brandon, I didn't know you were an essential worker. My son is doing that at Walmart. But thank you. I can't tell you how much. Thank you for going out there every day and going to work. It's not easy. I go shopping and I'm freaked out. Like, I'm going shopping tomorrow. I'm going to have trouble sleeping tonight just because I've got a much better mask now. So I got to do a video on it. I've got a great way to make a good, safe mask. So you make coffee at a coffee factory. Doesn't matter. Coffee for people in the morning. Hey, it's kind of important. So, making coffee. Everybody in here should be thanking Brandon. Seriously, it's not a joke. My son works at Walmart. He just turned 18, and Walmart they're talking about making him a manager. I don't know that he wants to stay there that long, but he has to go every day and work with. It's not easy. I worry about him all the time about it, and yeah, it's not easy. So whatever it is you do, if you have to be out there every day, I don't envy you at all. All you can say is thanks, really. And speaking of thanks, Wolverine, hey buddy, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. So listen, Brandon, stay safe, buddy. Really, stay safe. Wash your hands a lot. Wear a mask if you can. And yeah, listen, I'm going to do a video on how to make really easy to make masks that are really good at protecting you as well. And look for it, and hopefully in the next couple of days. But yeah, listen, take it easy and stay safe, buddy. Anybody else who's in here that if you work, essential worker, you have to go to work, like, listen, thank you. The same thing. Thank you. Appreciate it. If it wasn't for you guys doing these kind of things, what kind of a mess would it be? If we couldn't go, we're stuck in here and we couldn't go shopping when we need something, at least once a week. I go once a week. That's it. And yeah. What a situation, eh? It's a different freaking world we live in. By the way, David, I want to get back to you. What I was asking was, in my videos, can you read the boards? You can't read the board here. That I wouldn't expect you to. I'm set up in a different spot when I do those, obviously. So, but I'm just wondering, it seems like you can from what I can see on my computer. I just want to know from you guys how you see those boards when I'm doing them. I'm starting to use better colors, but I'm almost out of black. So tomorrow I'm going to hopefully get some new dry erase markers. And maybe if I can find another board that's one that's, I want to find a 4x3 for now. I don't know how expensive they are, but if I can find one that I can afford, I want to put up a 4x3 there. Hopefully magnetic, so I can do little magnets. Like, I know it's the hockey guy, I know, but I got to tell you, it works a lot better than me writing it because you can identify it a lot faster for the video, the person watching the video. So I'm gonna maybe do that. I got to get the magnet stuff though. I don't have that. So, but one of these days you might see me doing magnets too. We'll see. Today's been tough for me and my family. My mom worked at a nursing home, and one of the elder patients got really sick, and we didn't know if it was the virus. No, Mom. Oh, hey, Wolverine, listen. Thoughts go out to you. I know how tough that can be. I know how. I mean, not personally, but I've been in situations like that before, and that's all the best. All the best. Good thoughts go out to your mom. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to deal with. You know, I'm not religious. I can say I've been blessed. It's not the word I would really want to use, but it's a word it's easy to understand, that I haven't had that happen yet. And I say yet because, and knock wood, because you never know when someone could be near somebody that has it. You never know. So listen, all the best, buddy. Thanks for coming in, even with all that. Hopefully we can make you forget about it for a little while. And all the best. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed for your mom. Seriously. And please let me know. Let me know. Even just send me a message. I think you're on Twitter. You got me on Twitter. When you guys know, let me know that your mom's going to be okay, or she. Either way, just let me know. I'd like to know. It's horrible. I'm not. I guess your mom's a little older too, then, right? Because I think if I remember, I'm gonna guess you're somewhere in your 40s. I think. So your mom, yeah, your mom's probably just a little older than me. That's why I worry so much. I'm in that age group. I'm a little under the age group, but I'm a smoker. I'm a little overweight. I'm not in great shape right now. And I have diabetes, so those are not good things for this. So, and I'm a man. Apparently, it's worse on us men. So I really don't want to get it. I'd like to live long enough to collect some money from YouTube. It's coming soon. I just don't know exactly when, but I'd like to live at least long enough for that. I don't know. We'll see. Speaking of that, I guess I'm kind of compelled to talk about this. I kind of haven't. It's almost 40 minutes. I just started memberships. Some of you probably saw the video that I have out there. Just to mention it, it tells you what you get there, some perks. I'm going to do one of these live streams every week for that, and that's for the basic member. You don't have to spend much money to get it. So you get a couple of things, and as the channel earns some money, and I'm still here and it hasn't gotten me, and yeah, the perks are going to get better, or like added to. You know, I just start pretty basic because I'm a small channel, but the perks will get added to as we go along. And there's a couple of nice ones, but I realize if you've checked it out, they're in the highest level. I think it's pretty fun, but it's up to you guys. But it should be fun. I'm looking forward to doing some videos that you guys tell me what you want to do. That's one of the perks. I'm not sure which level now, so don't ask me. But one of them is I'll do videos and then there's one you can write the videos with me. So, and if we can collab on them and you want to be in a video, that's going to be part of it too. It's not mentioned in the perk, but if you go look, the one there says we can co-write it. We're going to co-write videos. If you want to do, we'll figure out a way to do it where you can do part of it or whatever. That's fine. I should have mentioned that in there, but that'll be fine. I just don't know how to do it. I think that's why I didn't mention it. I don't know how we would do it, but if we can do it, that's what we would do. I'm killed to see the Habs play anyone right now. Yeah, me too. I don't care if it's an AHL team. Hey, Scotty's in. Hey, buddy. How's it going? I would be a little bit more upbeat, but we've got a little bit of rough news from Wolverine, so we're a little bit feeling sad. John Michael's in. Hey, how's it going, buddy? They can't do draft in June because they can't trade. What do you mean by that? The trade deadline's already, they did the trade deadline before they cancel. I'm not sure what you mean by that. And Scott, how's it going down there? How's life in Newfoundland? How's things with the lockdown? Are you guys opening up there like we are here? And really sad, I know you're not in Nova Scotia, but really sad today. Did everybody hear about the helicopter? Excuse me, that's really sad. I don't know if they're Navy. Anyway, 6 armed forces members. I don't know what you call that. They lost their lives in a helicopter accident. Well, only one confirmed. They found only one body so far. 5 are missing. So they haven't declared them that they're dead, but it's not looking great. So it's really sad. So I mean, think about them. Thoughts go out. Prayers don't do anything. I'm not religious, so sorry. I don't say thoughts and prayers because prayers don't do anything. But thoughts go out to the people. It's got to be tough with everything going on, and then something like that happens. You've been playing NHL 20 to get your hockey fix. That's what everybody's been doing. That's what everybody's been doing, and they're doing like stuff on Twitter anyway, like official stuff. They're playing the playoffs on NHL 20. I don't play video games, so I don't really do that stuff. Your baby's due any day already? What are you kidding me? You just announced that's just like a couple months ago. Okay, I'm sorry. Time, it's not 9 months that you freaking announced that you're having a baby. You're flat out back and forth to the hospital. Oh, for sure. Wait a second. Why are you at the hospital? Is your girlfriend okay? If you haven't, wait a second. If you haven't had the baby, why are you at the hospital? Don't tell me there's more bad news. No, anyways, it's probably not bad. It happens sometimes. Wolf Beans. That's a cool name. Sorry, we just had some sad news, so I'm a little not as upbeat as I would normally be, so sorry about that, but thanks for coming in. Steven, thanks for coming in, buddy. Got a mod in the room, too, because Scott's a mod, too. I'm doing good. Steven. How are you? I'm hanging in here. I'm home a lot anyway, so for this, I'm kind of used to it anyway. And even though we're opening up soon, I'm staying in lockdown for, honestly, till next fall, I think. Next spring. I'm pretty much going to stay in lockdown mode for a year till this all blows over. I can't get it. If I get it, it's more than likely. So can't see Carl Alsner staying in the Habs system this offseason. You know, it kind of depends. They're talking about giving them an extra buyout for this year. They're going to buy Carl Alsner out for sure. But if you watch my video for UFA and trade targets for next season, there was a trade there for Anthony Mantha that includes getting Justin Abdelkader, who's got a really horrible contract, making over $4 million for what he gives you, nothing. It's not worth it. So, but they could take that on and then buy that one out or something like that. So I was talking about that. But I don't think Alsner is going to, he can't be here after next year. or even to start. I can't see him being Habs starting the next season. Wolverine, one of the guys in the room, Wolverine, his mother is in isolation right now, quarantine. They took a test. They don't know. Someone where I don't know if she works there or it's the home she lives in that has it. And yes, so they don't know. So it's, it's a lot of worry. For us, it's nothing, but for Wolverine, it's horrible. It's horrible. It hasn't happened to me for this, but I've been in situations where somebody you love is in something like that, and it's horrible. So I can only imagine how bad this is. So that's why we're sad today. So we're going to try to cheer him up, though. We're going to try to turn it around and cheer him up. I'm not sure how yet, but we're going to try. Montreal is opening up. Yeah, Montreal is opening up next week. Quebec is opening up starting on Monday. Not a full open up, but I mean, they're slow. The thing is, Montreal is opening up on the 11th, right? So people aren't really going back to work till then. But for the parking, this is the kicker and how evil governments can be. And this is just the municipal government. But starting tomorrow, the parking restrictions are back in what's the word I'm looking for? You got to move your car now. They lifted all the restrictions because everyone was home. Now they're back in place, so you can get ticketed. But people aren't going back to work for another week. And even if they were going back to work on Monday, why are they not in place till Monday? But that's evil government for you. Got to get some money. Nope, you announced after 2 months. Your girlfriend's hospital because the baby had a high heart rate. Oh. Okay, I think when one of my kids had that a little bit, I believe they were monitoring it, but it wasn't. It was nothing. She didn't have to be hospitalized, but I know what you're talking about. I've got 3 kids, so been through it. Okay, so I forgot that's true. It was a couple of months. Has it been 7 months already? My God, time flies. But yeah, if I think back, you're kind of right. It has been. Wow. Listen, best of luck, buddy. We're thinking of we're sending our thoughts out to you as well. That everything just goes smooth. And I believe you're having another girl, if I'm right. I'm not, I could be wrong. 50-50, I'm right. It's always great. It's a great feeling. And it's great. It's something, though, we need to cut back on in this for the population. But I've had 3. And it's a great experience. I think the second one or the first one, no, the second one, I think she had to be induced. The labor had to be induced, I think. Same thing happened with me as a baby. Came out with really bad blood pressure. Okay, I'm not sure what happened. I got old memory doesn't last very long. I used to have blood pressure problems, but I was a lot heavier than I am now. And when I lost the weight, I lost the blood pressure problem as well. And I'm on meds for my diabetes, and they give me it's something you could take for high blood pressure. It's not why I'm taking it, but the side effect benefit is that now my blood pressure is actually perfect. I've never had such good results. I never had such good readings since I was diagnosed with high blood pressure when I was 19 years old. Things are getting back to normal now. They just opened some more restaurants in town, and you're allowed to have a few people in your house, but I'm avoiding all people until my baby's home safe. Yeah, and a little while longer if I were you. But yeah, good thinking there, buddy. Good thinking. Having people in your house, I don't know that I would do that yet. But and I don't think they're going to do that here in Quebec. This is just as far as going to work. A business is being open so you can get things. But as far as isolating and lockdown, we're still that. it's still going to be like that at least till the 25th. Because once they open up on Monday and then the following Monday in Montreal as well, 2 weeks later, if everything is good and there's no spikes in Corona, then I think we're going to go pretty much back to normal, where you'll be allowed to have some people at home over for dinner. Not big crowds, though, but we'll still be social distancing for a while. Stephen, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. That's why, you know what, this talk about the NHL coming back, it's going to depend on how opening things up are going to go. If we open things up and then things start to spike again, we're going to have to shut back down. It's not going to happen. So it's so much up in the air. But you're right. That's the first thing I have been saying. It's just going to happen. It's ridiculous. Why are they doing this? And right, blows my mind. It's a good way to put it. John, I agree with you. Detroit should be better next year. Listen, they can't go any farther down. Besides, Steve Yzerman is there. He's going to make some moves. They've got a lot of guys to sign. Before next season starts, they have a lot of guys to sign, and mostly RFAs, but they've got a lot of RFAs in their system and a few UFAs. They've got a lot of work to do, which is one of the reasons why I proposed the Anthony Mantha trade, because I think Detroit needs to make some deals. So it's a matter of what they would ask for. And I know it would be a big ask. Some people told me Romanov, and yeah, Romanov's too much, but you might have to give up a guy like Juleson, who, by the way, if you haven't heard, Juleson is feeling A1. He is bursting and ready to go. It looks like he is. His problems look like they're behind him really this time for good. So that's good news, because I read an interview with him. He is ready to go. So he could be traded. And, you know, a guy like Juleson and maybe somebody else goes for Mantha, and we take Justin Abdelkader, if I can say that right. Now, by taking Justin Abdelkader means you don't have to pay as high a price to get Mantha. So when people are telling me Romanov, well, no. That's why you're taking Justin Abdelkader, so that they will give you Mantha, and you don't have to give up Romanov to get him. You can give up lesser guys. Like I could see a Jake Evans and a Noah Juleson going for Anthony Mantha, and I would take that deal. Mantha brings size and he brings offense, and yeah, he's not the most physical guy that plays, but he's got size, and I've seen him fight. He can fight. So, not that I want them to fight, but you know, it's just that attitude, big size. We need a little bit more size up front, especially if we want Caulfield here. We need to offset Caulfield with a little bit of size. Whoops. Wait. Scotty, I'm surprised you guys got in, since most hospitals are only admitting corona patients. Oh, okay. That was too high. Okay, I get I shouldn't have read that one. Hey, George. Hey, look, we got a lot of mods in tonight. How's it going, George? Thanks for coming in, buddy. Good to see you. The government has been really good to me in this time. No need. I can't work, and they send me $2,000 a month to sit home. It may bite me tax time, but thank God for it, or rent would be stressing me out. Well, I kind of hope that come tax time, they have a special break for this year for that, so you don't get taxed too heavily. Not to say that you shouldn't get taxed. I mean, okay, something, but don't tax the shit out of you later because they helped you now, because then what's the benefit in that for you? They're supposed to serve us, not help us here and then kick us in the ass down the road because they helped us here. That's not how it should work anyway. So, but it's good. Yeah, it's good that you can get that $2,000 a month. It's got to be helpful. And listen, thank God that Canada's been pretty good with that. Came out really fast. You guys are having no problem getting it. I got a bump up on my GST, which I wasn't really expecting, but I got it, and it was great. So it's nice. Steven, yeah, you know what? You're not too keen on going to a restaurant. Who would? Like, I think people will go, but I don't understand the thinking in it. In like, okay, so a restaurant's open, like you might have a pickup order. You can walk in, pick it up, walk out, and you're probably relatively to really safe. But sit down and stay there for an hour and eat, and there's other people, and maybe someone has it, and they're breathing, and eventually it gets over to you, and that's how it's spread. It spread that easily, so I wouldn't, and I don't see who's going to do that. Who's going to go to a restaurant? Who's going to go to a movie theater? Who's going to go to me they're going to hairdressers for a massage. So you're going to have a masseuse, especially if you want to rub and tug. It's not going to work with a mask and rubber gloves. You're going to get a massage with someone wearing gloves. I don't get that. And tattoos, to me, you're taking a chance already just getting a tattoo in normal times. And in this, you want a guy right there, even though he's going to be wearing a mask. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't get it. Your mom's in her mid-40s. Okay, I thought you were older. Why did I think you were older, Wolverine? Sorry for laughing, but I thought you were 40, in your 40s. Okay, but your dad might not get it, but yeah, for your mom being in her 40s, that's actually pretty good, and it's apparently it hits the men harder. And as far as death rates, if you're looking at that, and I'm just saying, I always go to the extreme, but it's worse with the men. So as far as for your mom, that's good, but your dad needs to stay away from her right now. So I hope they're separated from each other, because if he might not have gotten it yet, but if they stay, and she does end up, he could get it. It's a tough situation. It's a tough situation. It really is. It's a horrible situation. Yeah, Steven, that's exactly what it's about, and I'm sure Wolverine is probably going to rave against that too. It's about money. Money speaks. Someone actually put it good. I was on Twitter. A lot of people were saying, and it kind of seems like this might be the actual thing that's happening. We're not making any money for the billionaires. They make money because we work. They need us back to work so their money can start flowing again. And it's a cynical way to look at it, but I'm not so sure that's not actually the way it is. In Newfoundland, it isn't as bad. We haven't had a case in days, and we have only like 200 cases. Well, that's great. I hope it stays like that. Yeah, Stephen, I think they're not positive yet about that, but it looks like people might. I heard an explanation for it, though. So you've got to check on that again. I saw an explanation. I can't tell you what it is right off the top of my head. Someone had an explanation for why they were catching it again. And yeah, so check that out. Scotty is saying Mantha's a beast. Would love to have him in Montreal. Yeah, I would love to have him in Montreal. I really would. Yeah, Stephen, Canada's been good. You got to give Trudeau, you got to give him kudos for that. He got the job done. He got the job done. And I'll tell you what, if it was Andrew Scheer there, I don't think he would have got the job done. Let me see. Wait, I had scrolled up, and it's hard to get back down to the bottom without leaving people behind. I don't want to do that today. There we are. Not sure how you feel about Claude coaching again this year. Well, I think he might be on a bit of a tighter leash, but he's going to coach. John is saying, I like Trump. I do not like Trump. I do not like the fact that you would even say that I like Trump. That's how much I hate Trump. I hate Trump so much that I could say things that might get me arrested. Someone got arrested for threatening to kill him. I wouldn't threaten to kill him, but I hate him so much that it's tough to watch him anymore. It looks like today, though, the three networks, news ones, CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News apparently didn't cover his press conference. They actually sat it out, and they did. And all Fox. It's important that Fox does too. If Fox will do it as well, that's an awesome thing. So no, I don't like Trump, and I kind of regret. Not regret. Regret's not the right word. If you're going to keep asking me that, it's going to become personal. I don't want that to become personal. So no, I don't like Trump. Part of the reason why the Sinbin and I had our little falling out is because he likes Trump, and I don't know I can work with that. That's one of the reasons why. He I don't know if he still does, but he told me he would have voted for Trump if he was an American. And 2 weeks later, it was done. I can't. So if there's anybody in here that likes Trump, please don't tell me. I don't want to know. I don't keep it to yourself. That's why they say sometimes, the worst things you could talk about with a friend or with people is religion and politics, because those are the two things that people really get emotional about, and it's not good things to talk about. You find out somebody is different than you that you liked, and now you don't like them anymore, and that's what happens. And I wouldn't say that normally about that you can like Republican, but it's Trump. This is a very special thing, and yeah, I will unfollow and unsubscribe and whatever to people if they're Trumpers. Yep. Yeah, Stephen, I'm sure you're talking about the billionaires. Yes. They're the first ones with their hands out. They have the most money, and they're the ones really that are at the behind this push to get people back to work this early. Plus, as far as we're talking about Trump cannot win this next election if the coronavirus is affecting everyday life. If people are still locked down and the economy is in the tank because of coronavirus, Trump cannot win an election. He knows it, and he wants it open so that he can start having rallies again, and he can push for the election. If he can get the economy back up, fully, people back to work, he can win the election. If he can't, if that doesn't happen, he cannot. And that's why they're pushing for it. Why are we pushing for it here in Canada? I don't know. But if you want to look at Alberta, Alberta's got a very corrupt government. Very corrupt government. And that's the reason why he's pushing for the millionaires and billionaires so that they can continue to make money. They're the ones who put money in his pocket. Same thing here in Quebec. Yes, our guy did really good at the beginning. I thought he did a good job, and I said so, but I said also I don't like them, I don't trust them, and I don't vote for them. And I still don't. And he's starting to wane on the good job he's doing. By opening up too early here in Quebec, he loses a lot of the credit he gained by doing the good job that he did at the beginning. So anybody who thought that François Legault had changed, if there's any Quebecers in my room, I think the actions he's taking these days prove that he has not changed. And I also saw somewhere that in last week he took a day off because he needed a mini vacation. Too much pressure. Granted, there's a lot of pressure, but it's the job you wanted. It's the job you asked us to give you. It's the job you ran for. And you knew the job what it entailed, and it entailed no days off in a freaking crisis. And a guy who can take a day off in a crisis, and look at Donald Trump, who goes golfing, is not a guy that I would trust and not a guy I would elect. By the way, this live stream is full of a lot of mini rants. So, yeah, if you noticed. Hate to say it, but also who's going to flock to the Habs game? Nobody. No, this is it. First of all, they're not going to have fans for a while. And second of all, how are they going to do it? How? Because even if they take away, take half the seats away, so every second seat can go. But it's in rows, right? Every second seat. But down the next row, there's going to be a guy in one of those seats, and that's going to be too close. And even if you take out every 2 seats, one and 2 out, one and 2 out, it's still too close. I wouldn't go. And again, indoors for a few hours with people that are breathing out air that you may be breathing in. And so if any of those people have coronavirus, your chances of getting it go up astronomically. So do I think people are going to flock back to sporting events? I don't. I think sporting events are going to be played to no crowds. But I do believe they will be played. They will be played. They're not going to close up. Look, the CFL, they might go under. The whole league might go under if they're not bailed out. So, because they're not playing this summer. So that just goes to show you that they need to play. So even if it's not in front of crowds, they need the TV revenue. TV, merchandise, they'll come up with new creative ways to make money on it. Of course, the cost of getting the game, so your hockey package will go up. Watch, all of a sudden, they're going to charge you more on your hockey package, or the new people getting it because it's starting up again is going to be astronomical. They're going to get their money somehow. Be a lot of freaking ads when the games are on. Be a lot of there'll be extra commercial breaks added to the periods. Watch it. That's how they're going to make some of their money back. Okay, I'm just scrolling down to the bottom. I don't think I missed much. I'll go back up. I see. Oh, Joe. I'm glad I saw Scott's comment. Joe, hey, it's moderator night. How's it going, Joe? How you hanging in there? With you still sane? You were on the edge there last week when we did the stream. I hope you're doing well, buddy. I'm dying to know what spot Montreal will pick in the draft so I can do videos on potential picks for them. I hate having to guess. There's too much separation from the top 5 and the rest. Yeah, I get that. I'm doing my first. You can see, if you look, see those boards? That's my next video. It's draft. It's going to be the draft might be in June. They're seriously talking about it. I'm getting them out. I'm basing it on Montreal is right now sitting in 8th spot to pick. I've got them in 8th. I'm figuring out for guys around there. That's the best you can do. That's what I'm doing. And then listen, if they update it, so you make more videos. What are you going to do? Trump wants people to drink Clorox. Enough said. Hey, listen, worse than that, he said inject. You can drink Clorox and not die. Not a lot of it, but you won't die. You'll get really sick. But inject that stuff? Oh boy, you're dead. You're dead. Injecting Clorox will kill you. But drinking it, you could probably drink a little bit. No, you can't, because people did drink some. People went to hospital and got sick because they drank bleach. Because that orange-headed, there's not even words to really properly insult that piece of garbage. Because of what he said about, and UV light. Can you imagine UV light, which gives you skin cancer? Can you imagine putting it in your lungs down? Put a UV light into your lungs. So you kill the coronavirus. Now you got cancer. He doesn't. I don't know. He doesn't think that. Man does not think when he talks. They should have had a good pick considering how many in game regulation wins we had. Well, they're sitting in 8th place unless something changes. And 8th is pretty good. Listen, first guy, the guy, see on the board there in blue? That's the first one. That guy's a good pick. That guy, I think, might be the pick. They're not getting Drysdale. For me, it's Drysdale. If you can get Drysdale, they take Drysdale. If not, if they can land that guy, I think that's good. Because to me, the other guys that they might go after, I'm not going to give his name away. He's in the next video. But you're looking at Cole Perfetti. Who's the other guy? Marco Rossi. Those are two guys, North American guys, that they might get, but they're small guys. But then you've got maybe Lucas Raymond will be around. What's it? Stutzley? He's not going to be around for 8th. Holt might be there. I've got 3 guys picked from there. So I'm figuring around 8th. That's what else can you do? Listen, at worst, Scott, you make a video, it gets viewed, people watch it, they enjoy it, you enjoy doing it, and then maybe you got to make different videos because it changed. But that's what this game is all about. Joe, you woke up on your kitchen table this morning? That's not too good. Well, I've woken up sitting at my desk. I've woken up and listen, this is not a joke. 5 hours sleeping at my desk with my hand on my mouse. And I don't believe I even clicked it because nothing seemed to be changed on the computer. Yes, it had gone to sleep, but I think, anyway, I was sure I didn't click it even. I did that for 5 hours once. I'm not going to tell you why. I'm not going to tell you what caused it, but I would just tell you that happened. Stephen, oh my God, did I see the recent interview with the Las Vegas mayor? Oh God, about opening everything. It was absolutely mind-blowing. The kicker of that video, of that interview was Anderson Cooper asks her, will you be sitting in the casino with everybody else while they're gambling? And the first thing when she didn't want to answer it at first, but the first thing she said out of her mouth was, no, I have a family. But none of those people that are going to be gambling or in the city or whatever, none of them have families. Yeah, that was talking about mind-blowing. What a dumb person. Wolverine, thanks. I don't know if you're still in. Thanks, buddy, for coming in. Listen, my thoughts are with you. I know I'm trying to do a live stream, but really, my thoughts are with you. And please don't forget, I want to know what happens. Let me know. Please let me know that she's okay. I don't pray, but my thoughts are thinking that she's gonna be okay. But listen, take care, buddy. I know it's not easy. It's not easy what you're going through. It's not. There's not even any words to describe it. So, but thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. And really, let me know how it goes, please. That's tough. What he's going through is tough, man. That's really, really tough. I don't envy him in any way. And, I think about it a lot because my son works at Walmart and, he could get, he's young, but he could bring it. And then his mom, who just had a heart attack last year, has other problems. I mean, she can't get it. And my other son that lives there, his older brother has bad allergies and asthma, and he's overweight, and he can't get it. So I think about it all the time. So while I could say thank God, I don't believe in God, but that it hasn't happened to me and my family, and knock fucking wood that it doesn't. I totally understand what he's going through without actually fully understanding it. And I hope I don't have to, but it's terrible. And I'm babbling about it, but it really, really is a bad thing. And I feel for the guy. It's not pleasant. It changes everything, your whole day, everything. Everything you do till you find out, till whatever, it's changed. You can't feel You can't feel normal till you know. Joe, you went crazy about the first week this pandemic happened. I remembers, buddy. I remember. Hey, listen, I'm used to this stuff, but I'm having a little trouble with it myself. My dog goes freaking nuts sometimes, and I know it's because we're inside a lot more than she's used to. Excuse me. Thank God the weather's coming where I can open up the balcony door and she can stay outside a lot. But yeah, it's not good. So imagine feeling like that and then worrying about one of your family members that might have it. And it's just combine those two and figure out what Wolverine's going through. Feel so sorry for the Americans. They've either got insane Trump or dementia Biden. Yeah, Biden bugs me because of that. And did you hear this too? He might pick Hillary as his running mate. Like, are you kidding me? You want to guarantee to lose? Have Hillary. And I was a Hillary person, but her time's come and gone. And sorry, she's going to only hurt. I can't believe it. Anyway, yeah, he's got I guess it's dementia or it's just senility, which is a normal, it's, I guess, a form of dementia, but if that's normal when you get older, he probably has a little bit of senility, which doesn't mean doesn't have his mental capacity. That's not what senile means. It means like forgetful and say the wrong thing sometimes. It doesn't mean he's not fully there the rest of the time. Just that thing comes out weird, but something's going on there. So I don't know if that's the reason why he wants to pick Hillary. I saw this on Twitter. I don't know the validity of it, but he better not do that. Jack Quinn is on my list. Jack Quinn is going to be one of the guys I'm looking at as a possibility for them to pick. Well, I don't want to give away, but honestly, if we're past fifth, the guy that I've got on the board there is the guy I want. I think that's the guy I want now. Yeah, if we can't get Drysdale, and I'm obviously if we can't get Byfield or Lafreniere, I mean that's besides the point. But if we can get one of those three, I kind of want the guy that is on the board. Yeah, and I kind of have a feeling that they might be the guy they go after, considering the position they're in, and I kind of think he's going to fall somewhere between 6 and 9. That's really where I think this guy's going to fall. And I hope it's 8 if we're 8. So, hey, NHL hockey, how's it going? I'm doing good. I mean, look, you can see my progress or how I'm doing basically through the videos. I think if I get it and I'm feeling sickly, I don't think I'm going to be able to do videos if it comes to that. So I think when you see I'm doing videos, the things are okay with me, So, and look, knock wood. But I don't go outside my apartment without a mask on. So I'm doing everything I can. I wash my hands. I use this sanitizer. I do everything I can. So, yeah, things are good. And I hope the same for you. You look fine in your videos. So I'm assuming things are good. Wait. Jeff, I'm not sure what you mean by came back late. I know. I'm not sure what you mean by that. But I get forgetful. So Biden actually fell asleep briefly on TV the other day. That's what I heard. I didn't actually see it, but I heard that. Hey, I've done it on a live stream. I understand. But you got to be really tired. And listen, okay, he's at home, but he's an old guy, and he's doing a lot of work. I'm sure he's working. He's not a Trump. He's doing his job. So I'm sure he's tired. You're thinking McNiven and Demchenko for Laval. Joe, I like your optimism, but I don't want to see Primo as the backup. Nope, not this year. Nope. And Jeff, I don't think Lindgren's the guy. I'm hoping it's Demchenko because he's going to be cheap, and that'll be great. But if not, in my video, I named five guys that I think they'll go after, four of which I'd be happy with either of them. The other guy, Brian Elliott, not as happy, but I think he'd do the job. But I think if you can land either Halak, Kudobin, Mike Smith, or I don't even remember the other guy. But one of those four guys will do the job for sure, I think. And there are a lot of free agent goalies in this offseason, a lot of them. So I feel they'll get one if they want. And I think they will anyway, because, look, they won't know about Demchenko until they can do a training camp. So do you want to go into training camp maybe without having possibly a veteran that you can count on, and you don't know about this guy, and you don't know about Lindgren, and you don't really want to have Primo up yet. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I really don't think Lindgren – look, I don't think Lindgren has shown enough, and I don't think he has it. He's still relatively young, so with goalies, it could take another couple of years. So I'm not saying that he should be given up on completely. I just don't think he's the backup for next season. I don't. And honestly, I think even if he came in and he had a lights-out training camp, I'm not so sure I would bank on that. I don't think I would. Are we getting an ECHL franchise? There's talk about it. I don't know any more than just that there's been talk about it. I think they should, because look what they had to do with McNiven this past season. That's kind of ridiculous. You need a spot that you can do that, and literally almost any goalie that's going to be there to start with. So he's out of hockey for a while. I don't think it's a problem, But they needed a place to have McNiven play. ECHL is better than nowhere. So they need a franchise. Lindgren, he has 1 year left on his contract. I think after that, unless you're talking about Hudon, he's the only one I know. Hudon is probably going to the KHL because that's I saw a story about that anyway. I don't know how accurate it is. It's only from one spot that I saw this. But, I mean, it's a legitimate place, but it could be accurate and maybe not 100%. Wolf, we're going to have so many prospects after this draft. Yeah, we may. I mean, it depends. They might use some of the picks for trades, so we'll see how that goes. But, I mean, we got, 14 draft picks, I think? Got a lot of draft picks. But also remember, they can only sign 50 contracts, professional contracts. So you're limited in how many you can sign. So sometimes having a ton of draft picks doesn't necessarily help, Oh, okay, good. I'm glad NHL. I'm glad you're doing great. You look fine in the videos. Nothing that you didn't look like there was anything to worry about you about. Does that make sense? To worry about you about? Hey, Steven. All right. I wear gloves, but it's not. I don't have any of the plastic gloves. There's nowhere to get them that I can afford them. I've seen places where they're selling them $100 a box. No, too rich for my blood. So I wear, the thin wool, just the thin gloves for like kids. They keep so that it's what if I touch something, it doesn't really get through, and then if I need to touch my face, well, which I don't have a mask on, but whatever, my hand pull out of the glove is relatively safe. Hey, listen, so far so good. Knock wood, I'm still here. That's the barometer we can measure by. It's all we can do is measure by the fact that as of today, I'm still here. I don't feel sick, although I had a bit of a cold. Still have a bit, very minor, like a cold, but my ex-wife had it last week, where she legitimately, like for 3 days, had a cold. I think I just caught, where you catch it. I was there, and it takes 7-8 days till you get it, and that seems to be the right timing. So I'm not too worried, and it's been 3 days now, hasn't gotten worse, and nothing to worry about. All right, guys. I think I'm going to call it a night. Oh my God. I was scrolled up. How many? Maybe not. Or maybe I'm not calling it a night. Let me see if I can get to some of these. Yeah, Joe, I think Lindgren, I think they give him a shot at training camp and then they move him somewhere. Unless, of course, if Demchenko makes it, Lindgren goes to back up Primo. That's what I think. Unless they got a deal for him and then McNiven backs up Primo. Okay, Jeff, sorry about that. I'm not sure I'm here at this point. Steven had so much hope for Lindgren. So I think like a Tenorti or McCarron. But listen, it happens. Not everybody makes it. Some guys get there and then they don't get farther than that. They don't actually, and some guys, just like Suzuki. You get in there and you just say, hey, hold my beer, and you go. And yeah, it's a shame. It's really a shame. Charlie Lindgren seems like a Blackhawks player. Well, in my video, which video was it? I think when I redrafted, when I did the 2010 redraft video, I didn't get a lot of views, but anyways, if you haven't seen it, I redrafted the 2010 draft. I granted, for me, I don't know what kind of a job I did, but I had, I think, 3 picks like that where my reasoning kind of was, well, to me, I think of him, I think of that team, he goes to that team. I think I used that 3 times. So, hey, maybe they'll trade him to Chicago. What's his name? Crawford's not going back, so they're going to need a guy in Chicago. Maybe trade him to Chicago. I was surprised to see Kincaid literally fall off the face of the earth as well. Yeah, that was a bit of a shocker. How bad he did. I didn't think even if he failed, I didn't think he was going to be as bad as it turned out. But I tell you, I think a bit of it was his attitude. What do I mean by that? I think he came here with a great attitude. I think he didn't realize that in Montreal, if you don't win right away, you're going to hear the boos, you're going to hear the whatever. And he was always online with emojis and crap. He must have got a lot of upsetting texts and stuff that I think that affected the rest of the season, that he really went downhill quickly from not being accepted and whatever. I think that's part of what happened to him. He seemed really bitter. He made some really bitter comments. And then on Twitter, I saw a couple of his tweets to people that were really nasty. So I'm saying, well, if he's sending out a nasty tweet like that, what kind of tweet did he get from that person? So I think that he was getting some really toxic shit going his way. You can take the player out of New Jersey, but you can't take the New Jersey out of the player. And there you go. Who would have thunk it? I thought he would do much better. See here, I'm yawning. What left defense would be ideal for the Habs? Dylan, Brodin, a guy like them? Yeah, well, I got Brodin in my video. Beer might be gettable. Dylan, didn't they just coming up? He went to somewhere where traded into. I guess he's a free agent, though. You might be right. I've got Brodin up there. I don't know anything about Dylan to really answer that. But I still think Gossesbeer is the kind of guy that might work out. But considering he's had 2 kind of off seasons, I think his value has gone down. I don't know if they would be able to get what they would like to get for him, and they might not end up trading him. But I kind of think Gossesbeer still works. But Brodin is a guy, too, that could work here, I think. I'm trying to remember what kind of money he's making, too. You'd have to trade for him. He's got, I think, a year left in the $4 million range, I think. Really don't see Taylor Hall coming to the Habs or Domi getting re-signed. Well, I only agree with you on one of those. I really don't see Taylor Hall coming here either. I think he wants too much money that Montreal won't pay him that. It's number one. I do see Domi getting re-signed. I kind of think there's still a good upside with Domi. I think there's still a good upside with him. That the thing is, do you have to fight with him to accept the money that you want to pay him? Because I think you don't want to pay him too much, and I think he lost a good $1.5 million with the season he just had. So, yeah, I see him getting re-signed. I just don't know what money and for what term. I think he needs to take a shorter term, a year or two, reprove himself, and yeah, I think that's what he's got to do. So, I don't agree with you on Domi, but I don't see Taylor Hall coming here either. Steven, my mod, thanks for coming in, buddy. Happy to do the stream. I always enjoy it. Just thank you guys for coming in. Don't thank me. It's nothing special for me to come in here and do a stream that I should be thanked for. But thanks for you guys for watching, definitely. Joe, Charles Hudon, I honestly think has the best shot on our team. But you know what? Hudon seems headed for the KHL. I read it today. He's looks like he's going to the KHL because he's a free agent when the season is officially done. He's planning on going there. So, I don't know. Just Scarecrow, been watching the Rocky Saga the last couple of days. They've been aired on CTV recently. Yeah, okay. I'm just reading what Steven said. Yeah, Kincaid was kind of, he made some really, one nasty, I thought it wasn't called for. Somebody, okay, the guy made the comment to him was nasty too. I get that, but you're a professional hockey player. You just had a really bad showing with Montreal and then went on to the minors and had a bad showing there. So somebody ragged on you. Don't say something about blah, blah, blah. You're in your mother's basement, I'm sure, or whatever. That's not called for. He was sarcastic, not sarcastic. He was cynical, and then he said something like that about being in the basement. And I thought, that shows how bad a season he had, and he's not responding well to the criticism. And if he's not responding well to the criticism, guess who's not coming back from it? Keith Kincaid. Because if he would have been a little more humble about it, I think he would have had a chance to come back, but he's not humble. He's not coming back. Yeah, I think Domi gets re-signed too, Stephen. And you're right. He wants to be here in Montreal. And quite frankly, Montreal's going to get him at a bargain. That bad season he just had, that reduces what they're paying him, at least for the first season. So he is going to get, what was the word I'm looking for? Well, he's going to get re-signed. I think he's going to get re-signed, and they're going to get him at a bargain. And I think that's one of the reasons why you re-sign him, because you don't have to pay you can get him for a pretty decent term probably, although he's probably going to want more of a bridge deal. But you get him at a really good price. So I think he's getting re-signed. Jeff, somebody ragged on him on Twitter, and then he just ragged back and was really snotty about it and not humble in any way, and ended up telling the guy that, he should go back to being a troll from your mother's basement. Something like along those lines. And, you know, it was kind of uncalled for, I think. And I had read a few people tweeting that Keith Kincaid had been kind of sarcastic to them, or, yeah, sarcastic and even nasty to them in a tweet. So I had that in my head, that when I saw that, it stood out that, oh, here's kind of proof of that. So, yeah. So, listen, we're past the hour and a half. My nighttime meds have kicked in, if you haven't noticed. I think it's time for me to go. So, listen, I had a great time. I want to thank everybody. I want to say once again, Wolverine, I know you're not watching, but if you do want to read it, my thoughts, and I'm sure everybody in this room's thoughts are with your mom and dad. And please let me know how it goes, what the results are. Please let me know. And for anybody else that might be watching that's in a similar situation, the family member might have COVID, you're not sure, you're worried and wondering what, anybody in that, there's no words for it, but my thoughts are with you, and I hope things work out well. That's all I can say. What else can you say? Prayers don't work. So, yeah, so I'll be here again. Look, I don't know if I'll do another video. I might do a lot. If I get any members, did I say I have membership? Yeah, if I get any members, I'll do a video there, that's for sure. But definitely by next Wednesday, Thursday, I might do another one in between, depending on my mood at night. It's not easy right now. And but definitely next Wednesday, Thursday, that's without a doubt. Minimum of one a week. Hopefully more, but minimum of one live stream a week. Same thing on when the memberships start happening. There'll be one there and maybe more. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, thanks everybody for being here. Appreciate it. Have a great week. Please wash your hands. Do this. You got to wash your hands properly. Do those things, like that. Get the palms. Wear a mask if you go out. If you don't have a mask, I've got 2 videos. A third one's coming out with a special liner that's really good. And yeah, make them. They're easy to make, and they're great. They're great. I think. Oh, I should show you. Oh, not this one. Hang on, guys. I want to show you. Anybody there? Hang on. Don't leave yet. This is a little interesting. It's over here. I asked if anybody watched The Hockey Guy. His wife is making masks. And I didn't know I could make my own masks. So I had written her and asked her to send, Shannon, I wrote. She answered and asked if I could get some masks, if she would send me 5 masks for me and my kids and my ex-wife. So she did. Look what she sent me. This is mine. Isn't that cool? I love that she made sure the Canadians were there. I don't like that the Maple Leafs are there and the Bruins, but hey, they're hockey teams. But isn't that cool? Anyway, this one, it's pretty good. I don't think I would wear this to go shopping because it's not tight enough on the chin. So it lets in some stuff. But for going walking the dog, just doing a walk, not going anywhere that densely populated, very good. And it has a pocket for the filter. So there's a filter in there. Yeah, so it's really nice. She sent me one for my kid. She didn't realize all my boys are adults. It's like for a little kid. So I wear this, my second one. My boys won't want that. But really nice of her. I haven't yet. I just got them like 2 days ago. I got to thank her that I received them because it took a long time to get here. And yeah, really, really nice of them. So just wanted to show you guys that. Okay, that's it. I'm done. No, I'm going to tell you what's better. Just show you this stuff. So if you have any dollar store, the thin or any bags that are thin like that, it's pressed fabric. You can pour water on it, and the water takes 10, 15 seconds till it gets through. That means that if anybody's, you got any of that stuff on you, it wouldn't penetrate. So it works. That's the secret. So you make these masks at home. You can make them from old T-shirts. They work great because they got that thing in it. It makes them not totally 100% like an N95, but very close. I figure about 80%. So when I wear that, I'm about 80% safe. I like that odd better than, those odds better than others. So anyway, I'm going. Thanks, everybody. Look for that video. I'm going to, hopefully I'll do it tomorrow. Saturday. I'll probably do it Saturday. The mask video and this video that's on the board there, That'll be out tomorrow. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Peace out. I'm going now. This time I'm going. Bye, y'all. Have a great week, everybody.